All right, so let's say you're a product seller and you want to sell your products on Pinterest. It is like a match made in heaven, PB&J. I like to say peanut butter and Nutella is better, but that's debatable. Okay, so all that to say, Pinterest is what we would call, well, they've actually called themselves America's shopping mall. I would say it's a world shopping mall now with how much it's growing globally. But here's how it works. People open up Pinterest, they search for ideas, they save a ton to their board, and then they go to visit the website later. So this shopping time tends to be longer, but it's where people find ideas. In fact, a friend of mine told me she was at the airport tram and she was watching this Gen Z girl just scroll through Pinterest and then open up a different app to go actually buy the product. She was finding all these great ideas and she was just fascinated watching that. I know I've seen that with my daughters too as well. They are looking on Pinterest for ideas. So you, business owner who is selling products, how do you do this whole Pinterest game effectively so that it is a traffic driving source for you and it builds awareness for your products? Hey there, I am Kate All of Simple Pin Media. We are a Pinterest marketing agency and we've been doing Pinterest marketing for 10 plus years. We work with both content creators and e-commerce sellers, both who sell digital products and physical products. And our goal is to help you use Pinterest effectively so that it can grow your business. Let's dive into the whole world of e-commerce on Pinterest and how it works. First up, Pinterest users are primed for purchase. Why? Because they are in their own world. When they go to Pinterest, they are searching for things that interest them, products that intrigue them. And we often say they have high intent and low intent. And what this means is they might be searching for a new healthcare line or maybe even a new skincare line. That's what I mean there. And they come across maybe a beauty tool, one of those like cool red light masks. Those two are connected. They're not looking for that red light mask, but they're looking for skincare. And so the high intent, and they come across this low intent with a red light mask, and all of a sudden they're interested, which means your product has an opportunity to get in front of those people who are actively searching for the product and those who might just stumble across it. So here's a stat that Pinterest has thrown around for years, actually, that Pinterest shoppers have 85% larger baskets. Okay, so here's how I frame that up. Let's say somebody who is shopping on Amazon, they have like a $10 thing in their basket. But somebody who's shopping on Pinterest, they might have not just more in their basket, but more expensive products. If you think about it, and people doing like a home redesign or even a kitchen, they're going to be looking for tile, they're going to be looking for hardware, cabinetry, dishes. They basically spend more money than somebody even on Instagram or on Facebook. That probably would have been a better connection than the basket on Amazon. The basket on Instagram is smaller than the basket on Pinterest. What that means is that people are open to spending more money. They're open to a bigger ticket item than they would be on Instagram. So I say that for those of you who might have an expensive product and you're thinking, I don't know if Pinterest is the place for my product. It absolutely is. There are people who are willing to explore $10 products and $1,000 products. One of the things that sets Pinterest apart too is they are very, very focused on positivity. They're focused on making this a platform where when people search for things, when they interact with pins, they have a really good experience. And when people have good experiences, it leads them to buy more because they don't feel like they're trying to get away from the comments or the politics or the icky stuff. They're definitely set on building or looking for whatever it is they're interested in. And don't limit that. That can be a simple vacation. That can be a kitchen reno. That can be even renovating someone's RV trailer. There's so many different ideas out there where your product can come in contact with the person who is searching. Okay, I want to let you know that we have a whole series on e-commerce here on our channel. It's really easy to find. So just click on our name, go to our channel and look for e-commerce. But I'm going to give you 3 things I want you to make sure that you have in place if you are getting started on Pinterest as an e-commerce brand. Number 1, you need to have a business account. You need to make sure that that is all set up and ready to go. and has all your details. Number 2, you want to have a claimed website. Add some confusion is some people might sell their products on a third party like Etsy. You can't claim your website if you have Etsy. So if you are interested in moving from Etsy to your website, once you do that and you are what's called self-hosted, then you can claim your website. But if you're an Etsy seller, you cannot do that. We do have a whole video about Etsy. You can go watch that as well. And then number 3 is you want to connect your data source and your catalog. If you are in Shopify or WooCommerce or any of their other third-party integrations, Pinterest makes this really seamless. You can also do it manually if you feel like you need to do that. But when you connect your catalog, here is the cool part. It updates your inventory and it updates your pricing. Let's say that somebody has pinned one of your pins 6 months ago and it was $19.99. And now you've upped your price to $25.99. That pin that they have saved on their board will now update to $25.99, which is so great for you because in the olden days of Pinterest, when somebody would pin something, there was no way as a product seller that you could ever update it. Let's say you didn't sell it anymore, or let's say you raised the price. Somebody might come click on it and be like, where's this $19.99 product? And for you as a business owner, you have to tell them, well, we don't make it anymore, or it's now more expensive. Connecting your data source and your catalog solves that problem for sellers. It's magic. So make sure you have that done. Listen, I know that your inbox is probably really full of emails. I get it. Mine is too. But if you are pursuing Pinterest marketing, I think we have one of the best newsletters out there about Pinterest marketing. It's not super wordy, but it gives you just enough details to keep you up to date on anything that's happening on Pinterest, any resources we find relevant, our latest podcast, and our latest video here on YouTube. It takes less than 5 minutes to read, comes out every single Wednesday, and it's called Pinterest Made Simple. We curate this newsletter with the education that we do for our team by pulling in all of the articles and resources and giving you what we find most relevant. So I don't want this to be another email in your inbox. So if right now you feel like, Kate, I just cannot take another email, that's totally fine. But if you are looking for information just to keep you up to date, just kind of like a touch point, you can sign up for the Pinterest Made Simple newsletter here below in the description or here with the QR code. So get the Pinterest Made Simple newsletter today. We promise not to clutter up your inbox and be more of an additive to your Pinterest marketing. Let's go a little deeper into the data source connecting your catalog thing. We do have a guide for you, so click down below in the description and grab that. But here's another cool thing about the data source is that it creates for you a product pin. So oftentimes we'll refer to, there's a standard pin image, there's a video, and then there's a product pin. Some people will wonder, how do I get a product pin? You get a product pin by connecting your data source. When somebody searches for something, this product pin will show up in people's searches. It's just a really great way to ensure that your products get seen. The other thing you can do is join the Verified Merchant Program. It is definitely not required, but we have seen that those who join have a 17% higher conversion rate with their product pins. And there's other things that go along with it, some benefits, some details, things like that. And we have actually a video of the Verified Merchant Program. So I will put that below here so you can go watch. So all that to say, if you are an e-commerce seller and you're like, this is a lot of information, here's what I'm going to say to you to kind of like pull it all together and put a bow on it. One is decide why you're going to use Pinterest. Decide why it's going to be an important traffic driver for you and a seller of your products. Number 2, make sure you get your foundation set up. Business account, connecting your catalog, really understanding who your audience is. And then from there, get the nitty-gritty details set up of the Verified Merchant Program, figuring out what your messaging is going to be so that people can buy from you. I think when you go back to the beginning and you really make that decision about why you're going to be investing in Pinterest and how to get in front of those ones that are searching, that do have the bigger baskets, I think it's just so important for you to have that in your frame of reference so that you don't lose steam, that you don't get frustrated, and you don't come to us 6 weeks later after you started and say, Kate, Pinterest isn't working. I am going to tell you that it takes 6 to 9 months for really Pinterest to take off and get lift. And so remember that it's going to take time. You got to get the details set up. And if you are at all marketing in Q4, that is the time where you will probably see the most sales of your products. That's when Pinterest is most active. People are purchase happy. They are ready. And so if you're just starting now and you're going into Q4, it might be the next Q4 that really performs for you. If you are totally new to Pinterest and you need help with just getting at least your basics set up, we have a start series for you, simplepinmedia.com/start. Totally free. It's a 4-part video series where I kind of walk you through those foundational elements. You can get that below. Now, if you have any questions or if you have any comments about your experience with e-commerce, we would love to hear from you. Just comment below how your experience has been with Pinterest e-commerce, or if you have any questions.